Welcome back. As South Africans join hands to contribute to making this country great, one woman in Soweto has taken it upon herself to create a conducive environment for young people to learn. Community development practitioner Ayanda Allie has been running Bukho Bami Youth Centre in Dobsonville, Soweto for 8 years. The centre's main objective is to assist high school pupils with homework, but also to develop unemployed and out-of-school youth. Ayanda Allie joins us online from Hazyview in Mpumalanga. Ayanda, thank you so much for your time this evening. We're highlighting those people in South Africa who are doing incredibly good work on ground level for South Africans. And as we're celebrating or commemorating Youth Day tomorrow, it's very apt that we specifically focus on the youth tonight. Perhaps you can tell us what programs Bukho Bami offers.
Anlie, thank you so much. It's such an honor to be on your show and to be considered among those who are playing their part to make South Africa better. I think it's something that we can't stress enough. Young people are energetic, they are vibrant, they have so much zeal, and they really want to make a difference, but they're looking for outlets that are healthy, that are conducive, so that they can express themselves better. Bukho Bami is one of many, many organizations that tries to give them a platform to express themselves the best way that they can. We provide, as you've mentioned, after-school care facilities that help with what we call the fivefold ministry. So we provide educational assistance, ICT skills development and training, career guidance and mentorship. There's also the psychosocial intervention that we assist with, as well as the recreational activities. And our objective is really to develop the learner holistically. It's a home away from home. It's an environment that has, young people who are serving each other as, as best they can. Contribute positively to the society.
Sorry, we lost you there for a brief second, but I see your signal is back now. Perhaps you can tell us what are some of the biggest needs that you've identified among young people who engage with the centre and with yourself? You're talking about a platform to express themselves, to find their place in the world. But in a lot of these communities, their basic needs aren't met before those needs.
I think, Andy, we can speak about those most basic needs that young people need. But I think over and above those essentials that we talk about every day in a country that battles with poverty, unemployment and inequality, there are some things that you and I can help with directly, and that's mentorship. I think young people are looking for representation. They're looking for their older brothers and sisters who are in ICT careers, who are in physics, who are in the medical spheres, who are in broadcasting, to really go back to the township and the rural areas to say, look, I made it out of this very environment that you're in, and so can you, to give them the practical tools and the skills that they need to empower them with information and, more than anything, with opportunities. Because it's one thing to say, yes, you can. But it's another thing to hold a child by the hand and say, let me help you apply for tertiary education, or let me help you apply for TVET college, or let me give you airtime so that you can make those calls for those learnerships and internships. They really are looking for each one of us to turn around once we have achieved the successes that we can, speak about, however big or small, to really turn around and stretch out our arms and say, let me help the next person. Let me help the young person to achieve the same amount of success that I did, or maybe even better. So I think over and above the bare necessities that we can speak of, really it's young people saying, I'm knocking on the door of justice and I'm asking an equal chance. I'm looking for somebody to give me a hand up as opposed to a handout.
And those are such incredible words as we're on the eve of Youth Day. And many people tomorrow, especially the youth themselves, may be feeling despondent in the face of rising youth unemployment. A lot of doors that seem shut in their faces, yet you're talking about very practical ways that each South African can get involved in opening those doors, in paving the roads and helping people out of those situations by helping them up. So perhaps you can give us some words of inspiration for the young people themselves tomorrow, the ones who are, possibly feeling despondent, the ones who need that help. They are pretty much reliant on other people in many ways. But what can you tell them about the kind of attitude and the kind of actions that will unlock some of those doors for themselves to help them feel a little bit more empowered?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Andy, you know, there's very little to celebrate if you're a young person in South Africa. The unemployment rate is far too high. We can speak about safety and security, or perhaps even the lack thereof. There's so many things that we can point to that are not going right in the country. But I think now is not the time for us to be despondent. Now is not the time for young people to be discouraged. If anything, young people should try and increase their capacity to become not only employable, but to become employers. We need to look towards entrepreneurship as best as we can. We need to try and see how we can encourage them to really participate in volunteer programs, to really try as best as they can to learn skills, to learn various career options that they can look into, to try and innovate and invent, to try and get into the e-commerce space as best as they can. Now is not the time for them to throw in the towel, but now is the time really for them to ask, what is it that I can do? And I think it's easy for us to then say, yeah, ask what you can do and go out into the world and make a difference. They're not going to be able to do it on their own. You and I have been young. We know what it feels like. We need those who have been able to secure some sort of life experience to turn around, as I said, and pass on the baton, stretch out your hand and then say to the next young person, I will help you. If everybody just helps one child, you don't have to open up a youth center or an organization. You know one person in the community that you can assist. You know one person in your family that you can assist. If we all do whatever little that we can do, really the ripple effect can be far and wide. Only if I can take just another 30 seconds of your time. I mean, today I'm in Hazyview. I'm a Joburger, but I'm here because there's a family that decided we're going to use our own resources to really impact and empower the community through the EMN project. You know, they're taking youngsters in the community. They'll be giving out hot dogs on the day. They'll be singing and doing drama, all sorts of activities to provide avenues for young people to express themselves. Young people are going to be showcasing their abilities as opposed to doing destructive things. And if every family can say, you know, we're going to adopt just one young person and really try and make a difference in their lives, just imagine where we'd be as a country. So for me, the challenge is really to the families, to the individuals out there who have a little bit. If you have a loaf of bread, you have more than enough. If you can do a little bit for one young person in this society, in this community, you would have done more than enough. If we all play our part, indeed, the ripple effect will be felt far and wide.
Thank you so much. Ayanda Allie, the founder of Bukho Bami Youth Centre, speaking to us from Hazyview in Mpumalanga. Inspirational words as we look to Youth Day tomorrow.